All right, louder than I thought it would be. First of all, I want to welcome everyone to our Black History Month Black Box Lecture Series. This is an annual series that the Black Student Union puts on with the Black History Month Committee, and its real purpose is to ensure that the student body here at Alexandria City High School gets an opportunity not just to be people who get to view a performance, but rather to participate and be affirmed. So this is going to be a collaborative effort between our presenters from the Black Student Union and all of you as we celebrate the concept of Black love. So be ready to be both entertained and be ready to be engaged. This is the first of many of our lectures that we will have over the course of Black History Month. Your teachers will be opting in, so please encourage them to do so that you can participate with some more of our lectures. And without further ado, I want to bring to the front, well, she's already here, I want to introduce the host of our show, Madam President Miracle Gross from the Black Student Union.
Hi, everyone. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you for all the teachers who gave up their class time to be here with us. We're really excited to talk today about Black Love Day, which is a celebration of culture and unity within the Black family.
So in this presentation, we're going to be talking about the African diaspora, Black Love Day, how we can celebrate it and what it is, songs that embody Black love spoken word, and then we're going to have a short discussion at the end.
So the African diaspora is the voluntary and involuntary dispersion of Africans globally throughout history, the emergence of a cultural identity based on origin and social condition, and the psychological and physical return of those in the diaspora to Africa.
So Black Love Day is a holiday that we can use to celebrate and uplift the African diaspora. So Black Love Day is the fourth commemorated African American holiday. It is an observance of atonement, reconciliation, celebration, and a 24-hour demonstration of Black love through 5 main tenets. It is founded by Ayo Kendi in 1993, and it is celebrated on February 13th annually. Some of the goals for Black Love Day are to increase peace, stop violence, end Black self-hatred, end white supremacy and racism, and to encourage white people in the 24-hour period to show love and action towards Black people by working on their racial attitudes and behaviors.
Celebrating Black Love Day. Black love is demonstrated on this day through 5 tenets, acts of love. We showcase our love for the Creator, for self, for family, within the Black community, for the Black race. Black love isn't exclusive to Black people. People of other races can participate as well by putting in their love into action, meaning they work on their behavior and racial attitudes towards Black people.
So Black Love Day continued. So some ways to celebrate are like participating in Black community activities, supporting Black-owned businesses, reflecting on actions, and it can be as simple as hanging out with friends, posting on social media about your appreciation and love for the Black culture. And one quote we have is, we encourage people to, on this day, to do something very simple, just to demonstrate love for 24 hours and celebrate, offer forgiveness to ourselves and to others, and to accept the very important tenets.
So here we have some excerpts from an article that is written by Shabazz, who is actually Mr. Shabazz's daughter. She attends the illustrious Grambling University. So she has an article called Share the Love on Black Love Day, and these were some of our favorite points that we thought would be important to share with you all. So she writes, in 1993, Ayo Kendi, the founder of the nonprofit African American Holiday Association, created Black Love Day. The holiday is based on 5 tenets: love toward the Creator, love for self, love for the family, love for and within the Black community, and love for the Black people. The idea is to apply these tenets throughout the entire year in one's daily life but to pay special homage to the idea of Black love on February 13th. People of other races can work on their behavior and racial attitudes toward Black people and demonstrate love and action to African Americans. She then gives some background to how she found out about Black Love Day and her history of growing up celebrating Black Love Day. She writes, "The holiday happens to fall on my birthday. My father always told me this growing up, but I never heard of others around me celebrating it. After asking multiple students and teachers on Grambling State University's campus and asking outside friends, family, and peers, it registered quickly to me that people were unaware of the African American holiday." So how many people before walking in this room knew of the holiday Black Love Day? Okay, we got a good 2 people out of 60, okay. She then includes some quotes from an interview that she had with Starine Rock. Starine Rock says, "It's important because there are still so many stereotypes of Black people when it comes to love and relationships, sometimes perpetuated by other people and Black people. It's just important for other people to see that this person looks like me, and they have what I want, and if they found it, I can find it too." She says, "It is a reminder to celebrate yourself, be proud of who you are, but also to celebrate love and finding someone who is a reflection of you or a reminder for you to be a better version of yourself and to build for a brighter future when it comes to the Black community. Black Love Day was started to put an end to self-hatred among Blacks, stop the violence, end racism, increase peace, besides offering an Africa-centered, spiritually influenced holiday."
Songs that promote Black love and unity. Let's Stay Together by Al Green, Black Bonnie by Wale, Best of Me by Anthony Hamilton, What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell, The Agony and the Ecstasy, Smokey Robinson, By Your Side, Sade, At Last, Etta James, Ping Black Love, Annie and Georgia Smith, Pieces of Me, Lettucey, Ribbon in the Sky, Stevie Wonder.
And all these songs will be linked in our bio on AC Black Student Union, which y'all will find at the end of this presentation.
These are some spoken words that embody Black love.
Televised and in need of drastic Black advancement, Black enhances, Black with chances, Black with privilege, Black with pride, Black on purpose on the Black hand side, Black and beautiful, Black and blessed and highly favored, praise the Lord, Black and blessed, Black and so much more, Black and nothing less, Black and educated, Black is brilliance, Black is strong, Black is resilience, Black is song, Black is infinite, like hip-hop or space, Black is grace, Black is love, Black makes babies, Black babies grow up, Black is tough, Black is hard to do. Black is me, Black is you. Black is not something we get to choose, but it is something we get to cherish. It's something we get to wear, and we get to rock this with honor. I'm Black like my granddaddy and my great-great-great-great-grandma.
Happy birthday, 1993. Black brother, Black son, Black father, Black friend. Why do they hate you so much, Black man? They hate the skin that tempts their women to sin, because your looks takes the wind. Surrounded by trouble, but protected by light. Their hate isn't right, so now they seek to fight. Kill, steal, destroy, and never heal is the game they play, for real. Battered, beaten, and broken, these people have stolen what we feel is golden. Now their hate is potent to a nation, barely holding on to life. But Black man, let me tell you what I see that you have yet to be. The man you see has yet to notice he. Hair like wool, you are the tool to conquer these fools. Strength like an ox, take a loner in 3. They truly can't handle thee. I give you all this for free, because your love leaves traces on the many faces of the races that seek to disgrace you, to take away the power you hold from me. Black brother, Black son, Black father, Black friend. This is why they hate you so much, Black man.
I want you to know you're my pride and joy. Skin the color of almonds, that melanin was like a cartoonist and it drew you to your boy. I can say this without hesitation. Your presence brings me so much jubilation. So since you're sweet like candy, I guess that will make you an almond joy. You bring me the kind of love that all men should enjoy. We don't need no Fisher Price, but you'll always be my baby. I wake up daily singing forever my lady. You swipe my heart like the fox and the rays, so your love blinded me like Jamie. So I'm thanking God daily for looking out because you really blessed your boy. You my African shea butter baby. Skin so smooth, I would have thought you were a baby. Although you're independent and go where you want like the baby. Yes, indeed, I do love you, but I'm not little baby, and I can't wait to make you my wife so you can give birth to our little melanated baby. The chances of me finding someone like you are slimmer than shady. So I want to revolutionize your life like Toussaint did when he led the liberation of Haiti. But mainly, I just want to love your most natural self. And I just want to protect you from the world the way you come up with protective styles for your hair. And I want the rest of our days to be filled with sun rays. And I'll box anyone who has anything negative to say about your braids. And should we ever have a daughter, she'll look just like her mommy and want to emulate those braids, whether they're crochet straight backs or Fulani. And I've been wanting to tie the knot since the day I seen you in those Bantu knots. And I see so many other kinds of women trying to appropriate your style. So I must ask, can you not? Because maybe she's born with it. Or maybe it's melanin. If stealing makes you a felon, then these colonizers should be prevailing in being incarcerated. I find it crazy how black women are somehow the most hated, yet the most frequently imitated. Because when black features show up on non-black women, that's the only time they're ever celebrated. So I'm gonna forever gas you up for the size and fullness of your lips since you ain't need no injections of collagen. I don't care about Becky with the good hair because there's no problem when yours is kinky or nappy and if Becky ever tries to get at me, I'm gonna find at least 42 ways to dodge her like my last name is Robinson, first name Jackie.
Let's give a round of applause for all the spoken word and poetry. So before we start our discussion, I just wanted to ask, did anyone catch anything in any of those spoken word or poetries that stood out to them or that resonated with them? Okay.
Well, I had one that I shared in the last session, but I will say that the last spoken word, when he was, really talking about, black hairstyles and how they're often appropriated and they're not appreciated until the dominant culture in this country actually decides to adorn themselves with it. One of the things that I can recall, there was a movie way back that I believe an actress named Bo Derek was in. And I remember that they made a huge deal of the fact that she was wearing French braids in this film, and how it became the fad, I think the fashion fad for that summer to wear French braids. But it was ironic to me because often black women, when they are attempting to wear their natural styles, it's often looked at in the professional world or in the world of work as if these are not, this not a professional look. First of all, that's our culture, that we've been wearing braids for thousands of years. So if braids are a problem, they should be a problem universally. So the idea that Bo Derek will be celebrated for a hairstyle that black women are often denigrated for really resonated with me. And clearly, those aren't French braids. Those are African braids. The French colonized several areas in Cote d'Ivoire and other places that now speak French in Africa. But let's be clear, they observed those styles and then started wearing their hair and took them back to France. But those are African styles. French braids, I think not. So that resonated with me, that it should be celebrated no matter what. Thank you.
Thank you. Is someone in the back?
Because we're filming, we need everybody on mic.
Thank you. I just wanted to make a comment on Mr. Shabazz, what Mr. Shabazz said. Just a quick comment, all right, the hair, right, that we're talking about here, the curly, kinky hair, right, it's a curly, kinky hair that it if you look around, I mean, there's only a certain group of people that's going to have that kinky hair. So I mean, taking your hair, like whatever hair you have, but with the hair we're talking about today, if you take that hair, I mean, for that purpose alone, you should appreciate your hair, because not everyone has that type of hair. And what I was told that kinky hair, the way that it curls and the way that it comes up, it is like antennas for the sun. Okay, so I just wanted to share that comment, and you should appreciate that hair.
Would anyone
else
like-
while I'm walking up with the mic on this side?
Yeah, so I can speak to what Mr. Shabazz said, and thank you. That was really insightful. I really liked what he said about, there's nothing wrong with your hair being kinky or quote-unquote nappy, because I think as a black girl, you don't always know how to style your hair when you're younger, and so you do wear it out, or even when you're older and you decide to start your natural hair care journey. There's just a lot of I think insecurity that comes with that for some people, because it is a journey. You do have to kind of learn how to do it. And so I like that he embraced the, kinky curls. I also appreciate that he used the correct terminology when it came to the styling. Going off of what Mr. Shabazz said about French braids? They do the same thing in pop culture. Kim Kardashian braids, those are not Kim Kardashian braids. Those were cornrows, AKA straight backs. So I also appreciate him for using the correct terminology for the hairstyles. So we're going to move into our discussion questions. So our first question is to describe what Black love means to you in one word. Would anyone like to go?
No, I don't know. Okay. I think it means the appreciation of just Black people in general.
Hey, this one all the way in the back. All the way in the back.
All right, Black love. When I think of Black love, I think of the color black, and the color black being a mixture of all colors. So when I think of Black love, I think of all love. All colors coming from the color black.
I love that. I think my words would have to be resilience, unity, and perseverance. Anyone else?
I'll chime in. For me, it means Harambe, which is a Kiswahili term that suggests let's all pull together. And I think that that's quintessentially what Black love is, either pulling together as the Black family, pulling together as a community of various races. Here in Alexandria City High School, us all pulling together as Titans. So I think that it means let's all pull together as one. So that's what it means to me, Harambe.
Thank you. For our second one, we have, how has Black love lasted us through the Black struggle? And this can be general, history-based, personal. Would anyone like to go first?
Personally, I think that Black love has lasted through the Black struggle, just like the general struggle that we've had, because without that, because we've needed it, and I feel like without Black love, loving ourselves, loving one another, I think we would have in some ways lost ourselves in an attempt to like assimilate with the dominant culture.
All right.
Anybody else on this side before I turn the mic over? Thank you.
That was really good. Anyone on this side? Where I am.
Well, I think while they're waiting, while they're contemplating, I'll just share how as Black lovelacitus through the Black struggle. As I shared earlier, one of the things that really stands out to me, as some of you may know, I also teach African American studies. If you're interested, sign up. But in that discipline, we learned about how Africans, because of the Holocaust, because of the Mayafa or the Mefeking, or the time of great suffering that some of us generally refer to as the triangular slave trade, which is it was no trade at all. Let's be clear. This was a time of great suffering, where some people, because of the horrors of the Middle Passage and because of the horrors and the tyranny that Africans experienced on the plantations in North, Central, and South America, some people, some of them decided, particularly on the slave ships, but also on the plantations, to commit suicide, to end the suffering, and also some practiced infanticide, where they would kill their children so they would not be sold away or compromised in any way or used as tools for capitalist production. So how that relates here is that despite all of those horrors of the Middle Passage, despite everything that our people have experienced, some of them decided to live. And they were living at a time where they could not fully access the joy. They could not fully access their culture. They could not fully access, feeling love and belonging. But they decided to live anyway so that we, which means now, would have this opportunity to live this life in a way that they could only dream of. So I'm appreciative of my ancestors who decided to live, because without their struggle, and if they had given up, I wouldn't be standing here today. So the Black love that I've experienced is the Black struggle for liberation and for equality. Thank you.
I'll share one of my experience that personally I felt Black love was supporting me through this personal struggle. I also shared this during the first lecture hall. In middle school, prior to middle school, I was a competitive dancer, and I danced at a majority white company where for all of our performances, recitals, competitions, our hair had to be very slicked into a top-knot bun and no flyaways and all of this. And I didn't have that hair that you could just take some gel and a rat tail brush and you can slick it up. No, it took a lot of heat damage, constant flat ironing with no heat protectant. I had to bleach my hair a couple of times for certain routines where we needed our hair dyed. And of course, my hair was damaged. But I didn't know anything about natural hair. I didn't know anything about heat damage on Black hair until I got to middle school. And one of my friends had said, girl, this heat damage, you got to cut that off because it's terrible. And so I was like, I thought it was cute. I had my little dead ends, split ends. And she's like, no, you need to cut it off. I was like, cut it off with what? Where do I start? I don't really know where to go with this. And, she invited me to her house, and she kind of took me in as a baby sister and was like, so you're going to cut it with these, or you can go to Hair Cuttery, and they can cut it for you. And you're going to use these products, and you're going to use this clarifying shampoo, and you're going to use this recovery mask. And I think that was one of the first times that another Black woman my age had showed love to me, throughout one of my personal struggles. Anyone else before we move on to our third? Oh, here we go.
I can relate to what you said about hair and the way, because when I was really young, I used to just see straight hair all the time. I'm like, wow, I wonder what that's like. What do I do with it? And then I got a lot of heat damage as well. And then I finally was like, okay, my mom's like, we gotta fix this, right? You can't just keep straightening your hair just because it makes you insecure. You just gotta embrace it.
When I was in the 4th grade, we had to read this book called Rolling Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. She was my first favorite Black author. And the book is after the Civil War, and it's about this Black family in Mississippi that they have their own land. They don't share crop. It was them owned. And the kids, they would go to school and they would get picked on. They would get bullied by everybody in the community. And they came home one day and they were crying. They were like, why do they hate us? Like, what do we do? And the grandmother, she crowded them. She was like, you know, they just don't like you because of your skin, but you have to fight through that. You have to not let them bring you down because they want what you have. You know, like they own, everybody else share crops, but not them. They were the only Black family that had their own property and owned it. So I feel like that's also like Black love helps them through that struggle as they were children.
Thank you. That was really nice.
So I was running around too much at the 10 o'clock that I wanted to respond to this one for this session. So going back to Black hair. So this is my 31st year of teaching. And so when I moved to Los Angeles 31 years ago, I had long hair, curlers, the whole shebang. And I started teaching elementary, then middle school. And then when I moved to high school, I went to Europe, put my hair in braids, and then came back, cut it out so that my hair would grow. And I decided to just cut it all off. I was just tired of dealing with the hair every day. What am I going to do? What hairstyle am I going to wear? And so literally for 22 years straight, I guess, 22 years straight, I had extremely short hair, to the point where the people in Virginia never saw me with long hair. So can you imagine me being in one place with long hair and then moving to a whole different state, and the people that I have worked with for over 20 years have never seen me with long hair? And so the pandemic hit, and I wasn't trying to go out for nothing. And so my hair just started growing and growing and growing and growing. And I was like, well, I might as well let it become a bush. And that's what happened. So I washed my hair this morning, so it's real, real tight. But I actually have a lot of hair and a big old fro. And so I decided to just let the fro grow because this is just where I am right now. I'm Black, I'm beautiful. I like my hair all lengths. And I'm going to see how long and how big this bush can get. So I'm proud of who I am, and that's all I got to say about that right now.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Thank y'all. That's why when it comes to Black hair, I think representation is so important because, as you said, you only seen straight hair, so you think that's like, you know, that's what you need to do. And like, as a Black woman, I just want to tell you, you don't need to assimilate. Like, your hair is beautiful. We know that. Would anyone else like to go before we move on to the third question? Okay. So our third question is to share a time when you experienced Black love or unity and how it made you feel.
When I was like throughout middle school and high school, we would do the Black plays and like sing like Black history songs and just or play like a role or something. And it made me feel appreciated for who I am, and it made me love myself better.
Adding on to that, 2 years ago we had like this little BSU showcase for the like Black History Month. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. You guys should come on the 24th. So, Black love right there, all Black love.
Oh, are you gonna go? Anybody else? Okay, I'll go. One time that I experienced Black love, and I actually also shared this during the first lecture hall, was on my cheer team in late 2021. So for a little context, I'm the varsity head captain of ACHS cheer team. And during October, we have competition where we compete against other school teams in the district. And we kind of train like all summer long. You know, we don't really do like an off season. We cheer football, basketball, tumbling, stunting, training, tryouts, comp, and repeat. So, you know, we had worked really hard. We were coached by one of the best cheer coaches, in my opinion. He's really well known in the cheer world, Deontay Sharp. And yeah, we were prepared, and our goals were to hit 0, which means to not get any deductions from your routine for anything falling, and just to leave it all on the mat. And, you know, because we trained so hard and we just wanted to give it our all. So we had 2 rounds, which are separated between 2 days. Day 1 fell on a Monday, and day 2 fell on a Wednesday, so you have a day in between to reshape your routine. So we went day 1, we hit 0, we gave it all we had, placed pretty well. We were really proud of ourselves. On the day that we had to reshape our routine, we were ready to reshape our routine. Our coach had got a call from one of the judges to discuss, you know, our score sheet and the comments. And she had basically told our coach that our hair was inhibiting our performance. And that if we didn't fix our hair, that we were almost guaranteed to get the same score that we did on the first day. So our coach basically sat us down, and we had a team discussion, and he's like, you know, I know how this works. I know how the game works. This isn't the first time. Unless all y'all want to sit here and unravel box braids, passion twist, and faux locks, there's quite literally nothing we can do. I think it was just really disappointing because we were already feeling unappreciated. We were already busy because this competition happened to fall on homecoming week, and, you know, cheerleaders, we kind of have to work the whole homecoming week with the homecoming game and ribbon cutting, and there's always a celebration going on that we had to be at. So it was just a lot on our mental health. And get into the Black love part, my team and I, we decided that it wasn't enough to go to the competition day 2, sit there and not compete, but that we wanted to make a statement and a written statement that we could give to the judges so they could, you know, see why we actually weren't competing. So I wrote a statement. It went kind of viral, not viral on Instagram, but it got like over 1,000 likes, which was a little much for our cheer page at the time. And so I think my experience with Black love in that situation was the non-people of color and the white people on our team that were so supportive and like, oh no, yeah, we're with y'all. Like, we don't share the same struggle that you do or the same discrimination when it comes to hair that you do, but we're in full support. And then the overwhelming support that we got from people on social media was just really heartwarming. And I think that was one of the times that I felt unity within the cheer community, especially from our Black alumni and the pages, the cheer pages that we look up to, like Stomp and Shake Entertainment and HBCU Cheer. They had also commented on our stuff, and that was most definitely one of the times where I felt Black unity and love. Anyone else like to share a time where they felt Black love or unity? Okay, we will move on to our last question. How does Black love appear in your relationships with friends, family, etc.? Basically, how do you show other people love, and how do you receive Black love in your life?
Well, Madam President, although we're on to that question, something just dawned on me, so I just wanted to share it very quickly about the previous question. And because it was something that you also mentioned that your father attended. But I'm going to tell you, I attended the Million Man March with my fraternity brothers and my family. And I have to say that was a gathering, for those of you, obviously may have been before your time, clearly was. But in 1995, we all, 1 million men were gathered. In fact, I think it was more than that. But 1 million men gathered on the National Mall. And we listened to speeches by many of the greats, the eminent people in the Black and brown community who were speaking about unity, were speaking about atonement, and reclaiming our communities and doing something for self. And I have to say, while I was there on that mall and seeing all these black men from all around the country, I felt a love that I've never felt before. Everyone was looking at one another and with this affirmation that, like, I wasn't alive during the civil rights movement, obviously, during the 1960s, but I kind of felt what they felt at that moment. People were singing, fists are raised, but listening to speeches, and I felt this spiritual love and connectedness with my community that has still continues to fuel my fire even to this day. So sometimes just being in a place where everyone is focused on the same goals of liberation and of equality, it definitely instilled in me a sense of black love. So I wanted to share that right quick.
The movie literally was just on Sunday, but if you ever get a chance, look up the movie. It's called Get on the Bus. And literally before I watched the Super Bowl, I watched Get on the Bus for the umpteenth time because I just love it. It's a good movie to talk about the Million Man March. I was living in California at the time, but I had sorry, my mask is coming down. I had a girlfriend of mine who lived here in D.C., so she sent me a Million Man March hat. So that was my way of supporting the brothers. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, my father also was a part of the Million Man March, and I really think he lives in love for the unity that he felt on that day. So circling back to our last question, how does black love appear in your relationships with friends, family, etc.? I can go first. I think one of the ways that I show my love for the black family is to always show up for my black friends and family, just making sure they're okay, because I know what it feels like to live in oppression, and I know what it feels like to almost be pressured to assimilate to the dominant culture and still have to stand strong in your identity. And so I just make sure that they know that they're appreciated and loved for who they are as a black person. Anyone else?
With my family, there is like black love, but it's not even said. Like, it's like with smaller words, like I got you, oh you good, you going home safe and stuff like that. It's not really that I love you, it's that it's there. It's more like actions and like other words being said. So it's not only like black love, it's only like say like I love you. You can do like simple small things, like getting someone, like helping with someone with their homework, helping someone get better at a sport, helping someone to get a ride and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be only like simple I love you.
I think words of affirmation is good for like the black community, empowerment, just like always like your brothers and sisters, your black brothers and sisters, just always empower them, motivate them, and lead.
There's one over here.
One thing I wanted to say is that like, as like a Hispanic, I know it's not the same, but like when my black friends, it's always nice to relate, and have that same type of like, we've all like struggled and everything, so it's always nice to just be able to talk about things and just like we're going through the same thing, or not the same exact thing, but similar oppression, discrimination, and all sorts of things.
And
we have
going
one
back
more
to-
on this side. Sorry.
I was gonna say like with black love, it's not only with like only black people. You can like show off, like to not show off, like be like affectionate towards other people. It doesn't matter what race they are and stuff like that, because we all bleed the same color at the end of the day. So don't discriminate and stuff like that.
The relationships that that me and my family have, like even with like some of my like black friends, whenever our parents, like whenever I get like whenever I go over to one of my black friends' houses and my parents meet their parents, it feels like there's like a connection immediately that I don't really see between with other people. It just seems that it's like they become instant. It's like they've known each other their whole lives. They become instant friends. It's magical.
There's one in the back, right?
I just wanted to say, like, I have, like, some, like, friends that are not, like, the same color as me, but, like, you know, they still treat me the same and everything, but it's like I know them and they know me. It's not, like, anything weird or awkward, but I still love them and everything, so, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I think I heard a young lady say words of affirmation, and that resonated with me with the question. I think it's been common for a lot of us to run around and call each other nigger, right? Or nigga, or however you want to say it, and what we really need to do is we need to call ourselves better things. Because I was told that nigga meant ignorant, right? So if I'm calling you ignorant every day, I'm calling you, hey, what's up, ignorant? What's up, ignorant? What's up, ignorant? Right, I would use words, such as king. Hey, what's up, king? What's up, black man? Words that will resonate with this person and more in a positive way versus something in a negative way.
One way that my family show black love in a family is like family reunions. I feel like I could just be myself and everybody's there for me. I don't have to worry about nothing.
Right.
So for me, for my family, a lot of times it's making them appreciate their culture and stuff like that. So for example, my cousin, she would relax her hair and her hair grows fast. So every time it was growing, she would relax it again and again. And it's kind of similar to what you were saying. So I told her, maybe you should cut it and let your hair grow. Her problem was it was a lot of work to handle your hair and know how to style it. So I cut her hair myself, and then it slowly growed back, and now she's appreciating it more. So I think it's really important for your family and friends to know their culture and appreciate their selves too.
So for my family, every weekend, it's we gather and we have a brunch and then a dinner. And it's we just have fun and chill. It's every Sunday. So that's how we show our black love.
For me, black love is experienced through getting my hair done and stuff, with my mom, or playing with my little brother and taking care of him and making sure everything's all right with him. It's just small things, or even cooking something for my family is a way of showing my family love.
All right. So for my family, there's this kind of thing I think is very common amongst us black people. When we see each other and we get the chance to communicate, it's we click instantly. So it's no matter where from the diaspora we're from, it's as if we're siblings. So it's anytime we need each other, we're there. Hey, you need a car ride somewhere? I got you. You need, resources for, hey, you need a job? I got something for you. Something, stuff like that. So that bond and togetherness to help each other out, especially since we know how, struggling is very it's like reassuring.
And then to add on to what she said and what you said about like being able to almost instantly connect with other Black people, I think one of the most unique and specific experiences for Black people, I'm too young to experience this yet, is like in D9 sororities and fraternities, and also people who graduate from HBCUs. There's something about like someone from a D9 sorority or fraternity walking into an interview and the other person across the table is also a part of a D9 sorority and fraternity. I have several aunts, uncles, and brothers, and my mom is actually also an AKA. And so I've seen how people of other D9 sororities and fraternities or HBCU graduates, how they show up for each other with networking connections and opportunities outside of college, and how they show up for each other in the workplace, in the grocery store, wherever need be. And so I just thought that was really unique that you brought that up.
Well, to extend that point, because I'm actually in one of those organizations, and what I can say is it's like having a family that is worldwide. Just a quick story. I had a fellowship at Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And I didn't know anyone in Michigan, like not one person. I've never been there. So I went, drove obviously lots of hours, got there, and I think I was on the campus maybe 2 days. And the second day I wore a T-shirt that had my organization on it. So that night, I got a knock on my door about midnight. And I'm like, I don't know anyone here. Who would be knocking on my door? When I opened it up, it was 7 of my fraternity brothers, and they were like, Mob, we heard you was on campus, you was wearing a T-shirt. And I'm like, I felt I just got choked up. And they were like, look, anything you need while you're here, we got you. And they showed me all the great spots to eat and just really looked out for me the whole time that I was there. But I was humbled by the fact that although I had experienced this fraternal love in many places and in many different ways, it's something special when you feel alone. Like I was there, I was in my dormitory, just like, this is going to be interesting. It was a fellowship, but I was going to be away from home for a long time. But the fact that they showed up for me and were basically ambassadors for me, that showed me the worldwide connection, and that affirmed their love that they had for the organization and for me, and certainly by me interacting with them, I felt the same way, and I'm still in contact with them today. The other piece is me as a Black father, because I'm seeing it says, how does it show up with in your relationships with family? And I have 2 Black daughters that I love dearly, and it was always very important to me to make sure that they understood, number one, never compromise their identity. A chicken will never find their chickenness in an oven. So I never wanted them to assimilate or lean toward the dominant culture looking for affirmation. I taught them how to love their Black selves. I surrounded, even in their rooms when they were small, I surrounded them with Black art and affirmations of who we are as a culture. Both of my daughters, I would put, I'm a Hampton graduate, and we have a Black pirate as our mascot. And I gave them a little Black pirate that I put in their little cribs because I wanted them to grow up feeling affirmed, and it worked. I have a daughter that's here right now, but I also have a daughter that's a TC graduate. Obviously, I know it's Alexandria City now. She went on to a Black college that I was planning on her going to her whole life. I told her, you have 100 choices when it's time to make a decision about college, and they're all Black. Because, again, a chicken would never find their chickenness in an oven, and she wasn't going to go to the University of Ovens. I wanted her to go to a place where she would feel empowered. And she is very successful. She's a network engineer for Disney TV studios, and I love the fact she's also an AKA, and she has lived her whole life in a way that I would have wanted. I couldn't be more proud. And I just feel that the Black love that I showed her whole life added to her confidence about her hair, about her identity, and about her ability to succeed. So it's important that we do that within our families as well.
That was so beautiful. And I just like that you encourage her to also find a black school, because success also lies in black schools, you know what I'm saying? Those excerpts that we read earlier, those were written by Mr. Shabazz's daughter. So as you can see, she is extremely successful. So anyone else have anything to add before we close? Awesome. Thank y'all so much for coming. I just wanted to encourage y'all to share those tenets of Black love throughout the whole year, not just February 13th, which just passed. Once again, this is held by the Black Student Union. You can find our Instagram here, our Gmail here, and if you want to join our Remind so you can get updates on our meetings and other events that we have, please text ACHS BSU 21 to 81010. Thank y'all.
And as we, move to the closeout, I just want to thank once again all of the instructors who thought that it was important enough to stop your instruction and make sure that your students had an opportunity to engage with this really important concept of Black love. Because let's be clear, what unites us as a Titan community is far greater than what divides us. And we need to all pull together, transcending race, to be one people. But as one people, we are like a salad. And a salad is one thing. But you can look in that salad and you can see the individual pieces. A lettuce is never a tomato. A tomato is not a cucumber. So the point is, we can be as together as the hand, but as separate as the five fingers. And what we've proven by coming here today and us all celebrating the concept of Black love and the concept of unity, this is something that we have really taken up a notch with our celebration today. And I want you to take this feeling of unity with you as you leave out of here, and make sure that you practice this love with your family, with your friends, transcending race. When you go home, let your parents know how much you care for them, how much you love them, your siblings. And of course, if you have Black friends, obviously extend that love to them as well. And if you don't have Black friends, go get some. All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming out.